Yay, coconuts! Hey, Meral.
Hey, Saman, how are you? How's your Ramadan going so far?
I'm good, and Ramadan's going like good, you know. I guess the roses are getting a lot more easier now as opposed to when we first
Yeah,
started. How
yeah,
about you? How is it going for you?
it's going good. It's going good. I'm really liking, I don't know, I think it's because like my routine's kind of like weird as well. Like I know I have like work from home, but I don't actually have any classes to give. So I'm just like,
Oh,
what
nice.
do I do? Yeah. So
Nice.
it's fun. Like it's productive. I'm trying to be productive with the whole
Mhm.
thing, preparing for next year. But like, I really miss human beings.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did you make any I'm throwing you under the bus right now, but like did you make any plans of like giving up something or whatever during Ramadan? Like, that you would normally like,
I did. I really did. I planned on dropping sugar.
oh,
I'm
nice.
not having too much sugar because I feel like like the start of Ramadan I had like way too much sugar and I was just like I need to cut this down.
Hmm.
I'm already like not having oily foods because I'm using the air fryer for that for like all the other stuff and I'm trying to lessen down on carbs.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, those are really smart ones. Honestly, yeah, like for me as well, like I don't want to have like oily food, then we are also using the air
Right.
fryer, which is really convenient.
Yeah.
And specifically because oily food, like last year, my skin got so bad because of it. And I was like, no, I really don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
And then I also like wanted to not use my Netflix as much, but I don't know how that's
Oh
so far it's been okay-ish. But like yeah, I don't wanna I don't know how it's gonna go for the long run.
Yeah, like I'm trying to limit it down on my Netflix. Like I'm just like, oh, it's okay after summer to like binge things and whatever.
Mhm.
But so far like I've been watching like things like Doctor Who. So that's been like really nice and Criminal Minds
Mhm.
after Iftar. So that's been fun.
Yeah,
So yeah.
nice. All right,
Yeah.
let's get into it. So
Let's get
you
into it.
edited our newest episode. How did you feel about it? Was it fun? Is it yeah,
Ah.
talk about it.
Well, so our the episode that I edited and what this is based on is My Sister's Keeper, and this is the book. This is
Ooh,
the book. This was the copy I read from. Like I've had this since 2005, 2006. I don't know.
nice.
Like I know this because like this is the logo I used to draw as a 10th grader on all the things I owned.
Oh wow.
So
That
yeah,
looks a
because
bit
in
like
my
an
mind I
S.
was like, yeah, it's like it's an S with a question mark and an arrow. It's weird. Like it's just weird. I don't know. I made it one day when I was like 12 and I've been making it everywhere up until like university. But
Mhm.
yeah, so because in my mind I was like, once I have my own therapist office, this will be the logo,
Oh,
I
nice.
think. So yeah.
I love it.
Thank you. Obviously that's down the drain because I don't want to be a therapist anymore. So but My Sister's Keeper editing it was so much fun. Someone like you and I were talking about the book so much. We really hated on Sarah. I feel bad for Sarah Fitzgerald. I'm sorry. But yeah, and I do feel like you and I were saying things where we're just like people are gonna be like, they're giving us unsolicited parental advice. Not being
Right?
therapist. But it's kind of like, no, guys, oh, I swear to God, we're just there for you. Like we're not telling you that, oh, you're raising your child wrong. It's kind of like, have me time as well. So yeah, that was the
Yeah.
essential like
Yeah.
message. But yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I don't think we're in
however,
any place to give any sort of advice. We don't have kids
yeah,
and we're pretty much big babies ourselves. So
we are.
yeah.
but um but yeah, the one thing that did bug me though, not about the episode, about My Sister's Keeper was like the fact that they changed the ending. Like I feel like I didn't elaborate on that too much in the podcast. So I just want to like list down a few things. Like, Julia is a character. She was quite essential in the book because yeah,
You're talking about the difference between the movie and the
the
book,
book
right?
and
The
the movie.
movie that
Yeah.
came out in 2009, I think, and then the book came out in
Yeah.
like 2004. So they did like a
Yeah.
movie version of it. Yeah, they always ruin it. Sometimes like I'm always the most excited about movies that are based on books because I
Mhm.
have so much like, because I've already imagined the book in my head and
Yeah.
like, so like I have
Yeah,
so
yeah,
many
yeah.
like expectations from it. And like
Mhm.
I feel like 80% of the time they don't do a good job. Besides Harry Potter, like that was the best movie adaptation, I
Yeah.
felt. But
Yeah.
like and even Lord of the Rings, that was a really, really good movie
Yeah.
adaptation. That's a hard word to
Oh,
pronounce fast, but yeah.
yeah. Adaptation, adaptation, adaptation.
Okay, stop bragging.
Okay. It's only 'cause sugar high, sugar free high, but yeah. But yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Like in the podcast, I did mention that, like, if you watch the movie and you read the book, they're both completely two separate entities because they changed the ending, which
Mhm.
I feel like ruined My Sister's Keeper for a lot of people. Like, guys, so Kate, the sister who has cancer, in the book, she dies because sorry, no, in the movie, her parents finally come to terms with the fact that, like, she wants to die and she's had enough of this life, and she dies, and Anna lives on happily. But in the book, Anna dies while Kate lives on.
Yeah. That
So
is such a huge difference. Like how were they even allowed to make this movie? Like,
I don't know.
who greenlit this movie? Like did Jodie Pickle like had to have a change of heart? Like maybe she was like,
Maybe.
"Oh, I wish I ended it this way." And she was just like, "Okay, let's make it like that." I don't know. This is so
Yeah.
insane. Because that's a big difference. It's like saying, you know, uh, Voldemort killed Harry Potter in the movie, you know?
But then it's just like, oh, but like in the end, it's like, oh, it wasn't like, it wasn't Harry who was a Horcrux. It was Ron Weasley.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. It's like
stop.
changing like a major plot point. Okay. Well, yeah, they
Yeah,
really ruined it. Like, because I
they
think
did. They did.
I think the major emotion and like the hurt came from the fact that like a girl that just got emancipated, sorry.
Emancipated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
emancipated.
Yeah. Yeah.
She actually ended up losing her life and then like ultimately did make that big sacrifice that she was fighting
Yeah.
against. So like yeah, that
Yeah.
was where all the pain actually like came from when you read the book. So yeah, like it's so weird that they changed in the movie.
Yeah, they did. Like in the book, she was 13, and in the movie, she was 11.
Okay.
And the other thing is, okay, like, I'm sorry, I know that explicit content makes a movie stellar or whatever, but Kate did not um have
Oh,
relations with the cancer patient,
oh
with the
wow.
cancer male patient, teenage boy that she had a crush on. But in the movie, she has relations, and it's like,
Yeah, that's so random. Like, I mean, she was like,
it was really random.
she was super young, firstly. Like, wasn't she like 15 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was really young. And like in the book, they talk about how Jess is like struggling and how he's setting fires or whatever. This behavior is completely left out in the movie. The other thing is, like, in the epilogue, he becomes a policeman.
Oh God.
Yeah. Jess becomes a policeman, but in the movie, he gets a scholarship to art school.
Oh my God. That's so lame.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I did not
Yeah.
remember that he became a police officer. That's kind of scary. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is. And obviously the one main point being, like, which we did mention in the podcast, was like, how Brian was kind of like wanted to keep the family together and stuff. He had a very close relationship with Anna. I guess in his mind he was kind of overcompensating as well a little bit on Sarah's behalf, because of the absence of Sarah in Anna's life, and this was completely left out in the movie. So that was kind of annoying,
Mm,
but
yeah.
oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that being said, My Sister's Keeper, the movie, was great as its own separate entity, and My Sister's Keeper, the book, was great. I mean, I cried for 4 hours straight after reading the last page,
Oh,
but yeah, it was. I liked it.
yeah.
So, Summon, I have a little fun game for you
Ooh.
because
All
I
right.
want your thoughts on it, and I'm going to throw you a little bit under the bus about this as well. So basically, so we have the book. I'm gonna ask you for three numbers, and I will pick that page that correlates to the numbers you've said and read out a quote. And I want your thoughts on it.
Oh my God, that is so
The
hard.
first number.
Okay.
So the
Um,
first number has to be under 4.
Under
There are
4.
only
Okay.
400 pages. Yeah. There are
Okay.
only
So,
400 pages. Yeah.
uh, 1,
Okay. And then,
3, 7.
okay. 137.
Mhm.
All right. So page 137. Wow, this is actually really smart. So it's just a quote, but this is actually great. This is so your era. Thursday. You, if you were sensible, when I tell you the stars flash signals, each one dreadful, you would not turn and answer me. The night is wonderful. By Dage Lawrence under the oak.
Oh my
I
God.
swear I'm not lying.
Is it just it's a
Yeah,
poem.
it's
Like
just a quote.
it's
Yeah,
a,
it's a poem.
yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
Would you like to share your thoughts on it?
No, I would not because I don't even, it sounds really sad. It sounds like she got ignored by the night sky or something. I don't know.
Okay, should I read something from page 136 then? Because that's like right next
Sure.
next to
Can you
it.
tell me what your thoughts are on that? Maybe because like you've read it like recently, right now, actually, 1 second ago.
I'll read it. You, if you were sensible, when I tell you the stars flash signals, each one dreadful, you would not turn and answer me. The night is wonderful. That's true. It's kind of just one of those things. Like I feel like regardless of whatever pain anyone's carrying, you want to take people for face value. You don't really want to think about everyone's eternal struggle because it will inevitably destroy you when
Mhm.
once you find out that everyone's smiling but on the inside they're crying, which is true for
Mm.
almost everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I guess
Nice.
I don't know. Well, on page 136 then. This is something right up your alley as well. Hospital rooms never get completely dark. There's always some glowing panel behind the bed in case of a catastrophe, a runaway strip so that the nurses and doctors can find their way. I've seen Kate 100 times in beds like this one, although the tubes and wires change. She always looks smaller than I remember.
Oh my God, that is so, so true. And it is such a beautiful picture of something so sad. Like, and it's true, like, whenever we have like a patient in the hospital and they're like linked up to a lot of tubes, a lot of machines, they literally look so much smaller because those machines are so gigantic. Like, if you think about it, just the oxygen mask, especially on a kid, like it's so big
Yeah.
and it's just like it definitely, that's a really poetic way of describing a patient, and especially at night. It's true, it doesn't get dark because there are like little lights for, like, like say you want to call a nurse, or say if it's an older
Yeah.
patient, they have their own painkillers, like, so they can like give it to themselves. So like, yeah, there's always like a bunch of lights and stuff, like, it's never dark. But yeah,
Nice.
but it does get silent at some time, at some point, and it's so scary when that happens.
I'm sure. Can I ask you another question though? Like I remember I was spending the day with you when this happened. Like you had to go for your like work and I was in the dorms. But I remember you had to sign your first death certificate. Like
Mhm.
you had to call it for a patient. Do you want to talk about how that was? Only because like
Oh,
this book is like related to like hospitals and death. So yeah.
yeah. Yeah, honestly, like the first time I had to do it, it was like very like nerve-wracking, like it was very sad. But because my first experience was when I was in my house job, so I did have like a PG, like a resident that's like like more has practiced before, like has done this
Right.
before. So she like was helping me, like, so that was really good, like, because like she dealt with a lot of like talking to some of the family members who were like, very upset and stuff, and I dealt with more of
Right.
like the paperwork and stuff. But honestly, I was very like emotional too, because like I had been taking care of that lady for a really long time, like, she was admitted for like a week. So yeah, like,
Oh,
but yeah, overall it was like a really sad experience. But like, when you're working in a hospital, it's something that you inevitably get used to, like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I have like a weird like story to share as well.
Yeah.
But like I remember so like when I was in Sri Lanka, one of the places where we went for our placements was the Victoria Old Home.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to this place and there were a lot of like women that were bedridden, and some of them had like serious ailments, and some of them were in the ward where they were completely bedridden, like they couldn't really move. You needed like nurses for everything. But I remember, so one of my friends, Nayan, had gone to this placement 10 months earlier, and she came back and she's like, oh, I met this really nice lady. I called her the bird lady because I am at she loved coloring birds, and she was very fascinated with birds. Like whenever there'd be like birds flying, she'd really be interested in it. And then I was telling about my experience, which is, months later, where I was like, oh, I used to go to this lady. She had polio, so she couldn't really like move, and she was in bed, and we'd play Jenga together. But her bedmate was really interested, and we had a language barrier, but she drew me. And she drew like, like random things on my scarf, and it was super cute. And turns out she was bird lady. So we actually
Oh,
ended up meeting the same people.
oh my God, how crazy. What a small
Yeah,
world.
it was a crazy
Nice.
small world,
Mm,
but yeah, but yeah, I did every single time I did see them, I felt like they were getting smaller and smaller
yeah,
because their health was deteriorate.
I think
I
you
don't know how
got
to say the word.
it.
Their health was decreasing.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
that it's difficult. I have like, a lot of respect for doctors and everyone who works, who are frontliners who works with like patients. So
Mhm,
yeah, thank you.
for sure.
But
Yeah. Before we end, Meral, do you want to give us like a tip of the day and what was it? Deed of the day.
yes, I do. I do. Okay, so the deed of the day today, guys, is give your neighbor some company with some delicious food included. Obviously, this planner was made in 2018 that I really liked, but someone we can't give company to
Yeah,
people who are sick, who are
yeah.
neighbors anymore.
Yeah, thanks to COVID, in generally in the Middle East, iftar like gatherings have been like restricted. So
Yeah.
secretly you can send over food, maybe, I don't know.
I mean, I guess I could send over food and like ask for a Zoom call. We could do that. I mean, I
Right,
have
yeah,
them on WhatsApp,
definitely.
so
Definitely.
yeah, we could do that. So
Yeah.
that's the deed of the day, you guys. And the tip of the day is something that actually, wow, something that someone and I did just address earlier on. It's to avoid eating foods that are deep fried and high in sugar and sodium.
That's really good.
So
Yeah.
yeah, kind of sounds like our first suhoor. Yours and mine. You had
Yeah.
indomie, I had ice cream.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nice.
But that being said, coconuts, I hope you're having a wonderful Ramadan. I hope
Yeah,
things are going
definitely.
good.
All right.
So yeah. All right.
Okay. Bye,
Take care.
guys. Take care.
Bye.
Have a good Ramadan. Bye.